Hey everyone. Okay, it is the next day, it's Sunday, and what time is it? It's almost 2. So I decided to leave the camera down for a bit and get some things knocked out. Right now, I got the hydro assist ram in and the clamp on the tie rod. I got the spacer in the ram. It seems to be working out just fine so far. We'll kind of see what happens there. But where I'm at now is, where did I put my light? There it is. Where I'm at now is I am working on getting hoses made up and put in place. So I figured I would take a moment and show you guys how to put these things together. And before we get too involved, right there in the instructions it says that you don't need to crank these down all the way. You can leave a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to do that on purpose. Whenever you go to line these lines up, you can't really twist these hoses, and so I'm going to leave those not loose, but I mean they're tight, but I can still crank on them a bit. I'll leave them like that so that way I can get the hoses to drape nice. So anyways, I'll put the camera down and we'll put one of these hydraulic ends together, because these things are awesome if you're doing like any hydraulic field repair or whatever. These things are cool because you don't need a press tool. All you got to do is they just screw together. So I definitely like to lube all these up. A little bit of whatever oil you got. And then these are reverse thread, and I just run them down with my impact gun. And check it, make sure that your hose is bottomed out. And this fitting, part of the fitting here, or call it whatever you'd want to call it, but don't crank down on it because it'll actually like start to mushroom the end of the line in as you keep tightening it down, and it's super hard to get this guy started. So just get it in there bottomed out. Nothing, you don't have to send her home now, boys. Okay, lube up the inside, get that guy started. Whew. And that's it. She is done. Now, real quick, if you haven't done a lot of these, matter of fact, I did this on the other hose, but not on this one, and I should have, just for sake of doing it. But when you go to run this fitting in, I've had some fittings in the past start to push off the hose, so it's kind of, I just didn't do it on this one, honestly. I'll normally I'll wrap the hose with tape right here so I can tell if this part of the fitting is backing off the hose. This line is pretty easy to work with, so I didn't feel like doing that, but I've made AN fittings in the past and had them back off quite a bit, so just keep that in mind. And And then also, whenever you are done building these, hose them out with some brake clean and some compressed air, because there's junk in these hoses. One of the trucks I haven't shown really anybody yet is I have a old army truck that I bought when I was like 14 or 15 off of eBay, and I still have the truck. I can't wait to get back up to Oregon and start working on it, honestly. But it has a LQ4, which is a 6-liter truck-based LS out of a '05 Denali. And so when I got to building fuel lines on it, I put together some AN lines and didn't bother to clean them out. And the return line on my fuel pump was just blowing black crap out, like so I learned right then and there that you need to clean these out, because I ended up having to hose everything down just to make sure I didn't plug an injector. It was pretty bad. So anyways, clean your lines. Well, it's getting late in the day, so I haven't been really paying attention to the camera. It's just I want to hurry up and get these projects done. I did get the hydro assist all done and drove it around town a little bit. It's doing good. I don't have the PSC, their reservoir or anything like that, so it's finding its own level right now, so it's kind of leaking a little bit, but it's doing okay. So, and then I got the passenger side brake line rerouted and the new ABS sensor put in, and I did do that on the time lapse, which probably already put that in the video. But where I'm at now is I am trying to finish up doing the body mounts, and these have like 307,000 miles on them now. 370,000. Did I say that? I can't remember anymore. Look at the difference. The light's pretty terrible. I just have like a flashlight hung up underneath the camera right now, but there is a good difference there. And these things are pretty sweet. They're a silicone deal, so don't take that height as a total like, wow, these things are totally whooped out. This material is a lot stiffer, and this isn't. So it will squish down a bit when I set the body down. I already have the passenger side done, and it looks like it has body mounts, so we'll call it good. Yeah, that's a big difference there. So pretty excited to see how these do. These SMB body mounts are pretty cool. Bunch of isolators and silicone stuff all over. So you got your silicone deal there, you got your metal housing, and you got like a plastic, I don't know what you call that, and then look, another piece of silicone, and then this goes into your frame, and this goes underneath, and then there's also another plastic washer there. So I'm really hoping this kills a lot of the vibration inside the cab, at least the noise. I don't really feel it, I just hear it. So hopefully this is the trick. I'm gonna keep going. Try to get this done tonight and clean up the garage and have time to cook a steak. Put the camera down and get to work. Okay, everybody, so I got my mess all cleaned up. Got the Gladiator inside for the week. I really need to go through all of this, and I'll get to it. I want to pull it all out, pressure wash it, so that way, I mean, it needs to be clean, but this isn't just scrap. These are all good parts for somebody if they want to lift their truck, and I might have somebody interested. I'm not sure if that falls through. I might put it up online, might put all this stuff up for sale. I'm not too sure yet. I have a two-wheel drive Duramax at home. I'm thinking I might put this stuff underneath and convert it over to four-wheel drive. So we'll see what happens. But so we got a couple things done this weekend. Got new body mounts installed. Those things are awesome. If you guys have a Duramax and you're tired of like interior rattling, like at an idle or something like that, I'm telling you, the truck seems like it's twice as quiet inside now, and there's absolutely no rattles. Those S&B silicone body mounts they're mint. They're awesome. So I would definitely recommend everybody getting a set of those. I'm thoroughly impressed. So got those in, rerouted my brake lines for the front and the ABS sensors. We got the new Ford ABS sensors put in it now, so that way it's all legit. Oh wow, I just realized I was cruising around with my steering stabilizer broken on the old suspension stuff there. Anyways, seen a squirrel. Got the ABS lines in, got the hoses rerouted, all that stuff is good. Went over and tightened a couple things. I didn't tighten everything though, and I do need to go over the whole truck again and make sure everything's tight. I know that, I just didn't have enough time. And also got the hydro assist put in. That thing's pretty handy. Driving around town, I can already kind of notice a bit of a difference. It's not super huge, but it is nice. There's a spot actually right here in front of my house, just trying to back up in the driveway. I normally lose steering in both the Gladiator and in the truck for God knows why, but backing in the driveway tonight, it's perfect. So that's going to do what I want it to do. Let's see, what else did I get done today? Not much. I would really like to work on the front bumper. I want to move some of my fog light locations. They're tilted out, kind of like a ditch light, and I want to cut the bracket and move it so that way it's shining straight ahead like a good fog light, and maybe play around with my Fairlead stuff because it's like facing down. We'll see what happens, and I really need to repaint the bumper. It's looking pretty homely. Need to repaint my headlights because the clear coat's peeling on those, and the wiring is messed up on those also. So maybe we'll do that next weekend. We'll see. Anyways, Oh, real fast on the ABS sensors. I did not know that the wiring could actually be backwards. With it being a 2-wire deal, nothing's grounded. I was like, it doesn't really matter where I put the wires, right? And I was wrong. So if you're doing something like this and you put all your sensors back together and you see that your ABS light's on, I stuck the factory ABS sensor back in, just plugged it in, and the light went away. Like, okay, so I know that it's something to do with this one sensor. And then, so instead of pulling everything apart, I had that extra Ford ABS sensor. And so I plugged that in, and the light didn't go away. So I knew the mess up was in that adapter that I soldered together. So I pulled the pins out, flopped them over, put them back in, ABS light went away. So apparently it does matter which way those wires go. So luckily that was a quick, easy fix. It was just more like, all right, what do we got to do to make this light go away? But no, it works. So if you run into that problem, don't freak out and go buy a new ABS sensor. Just play around with the wires, flop them over, maybe it'll go away. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll try and keep coming up with some stuff to take videos of. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's definitely motivating me to get out in the garage and get back to work on stuff, so it's fun for me. Anyways, thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.